And a good morning to you, rugby fans. Welcome to the 2024 Club Northern Super Regional USA Club Rugby, bringing you this event weekend. I am John Broker, joined by the contact coach, Craig Wilson, for this D3 semifinal. It is hosted by the Midwest Rugby Union. It is hosted by the Chicago Blaze Rugby Club in Lamont, Illinois. First game up, we're going to have the Red River Ruffians taking on the St. Louis Ramblers here in Lamont on Field 1. Winner of this will play the winner of the Detroit Tradesmen and the Colorado Springs Grizzlies for the right to go to the Final Four. Ben Dickerson's going to be our referee. Looks like the St. Louis going to kick off. Good match coming up here, Craig.
Yep, both teams deserve to be here. It's a big day for them. Let's see who starts the strongest.
We'll see as referee Dickerson gets us underway. High ball up in the air, and the men from Fargo back on it right there. We are underway in the D3 semifinal number 1. This game starts at 11. There's D2 women today, D2 men, and D1 men. It's going to be at the end of the day for the right to go to the Final Four. The Park City Haggis team taking on St. Louis Bombers. 3 teams from St. Louis here. A little switch back in from this Ruffians team. Ruffians on the move again. Get it out through Flipson. He's a very electric player. Flipson got a chance to call him last fall. Keeps this team going well. A waiting pot of forwards there. Hoisington takes that one in. Wastewater operator. Off to the left-hand side. Into contact they go. Ruffians starting out their morning. Good continuity. Little tip pass there. Winds up at Hoisington's hands again. Hoisington takes it to halfway. Continuing their run here. Little link pass. Great work here from the Ruffians to build some early continuity. They've got runners out wide. Dummy runner coming in. Let's see where they go. A little show and go. Nothing happened on the outside there, so Jacob Etek had to take that one in. And Flipson will come back out to this left-hand side. Working these pods of 3 pretty well. A little longer now. Slower ball. Ball comes down there to Corey Schlack. Schlack has a waiting pod of forwards in the middle of the field. The Ramblers, however, other ideas, trying to chip that one away. Referee says everything's still good. It's going to wind up back in the hands of the Ruffians. Amarmu Corey is going to take it. Now they've lost about 10 meters, but it's been a minute and 45 seconds of pure continuity here, Craig.
Yeah, you can see that they're using the 1-3-3-1 system. That's 2 sets of 3 forwards in the middle, and they're trying to batter down. But the defense is holding strong.
Another run here. Getting right back out to the 40-meter line there. That's Tate Hoseth. Flipson. Again to a waiting pot of forwards. Chase Crow. Nearly every Ruffian has touched the ball at this point, and it's just a couple of minutes in the game here, so really looking to make an early statement on offense and equally on defense. The Ramblers are just all about it. A little break through the middle. They're almost back up to halfway. Looking for some runners here. A little pick and go. The space opens up. It's a hooker. Northagen gets across the 40-meter line. They are possibly getting turned over here, and after all of that defense, it is the St. Louis Ramblers going to turn over the Ruffians early on here.
2.5 minutes of possession from the Ruffians there. As I mentioned, you can see that 1-3-3-1 system. They did not want to kick the ball. They were patient. You can see that they've got a DNA that the Ruffians want to run, but the Royals, they were up to it. Their defense was excellent. And sometimes when you make a line break, that's when you're most vulnerable because the support might not be there, and that's when that great jackal turnover came about.
Kick downfield. Now they're just inside the Ruffians half, but on the attack are the Ramblers. See what they can do with this first bit of possession here. Ball coming in here for the St. Louis Ramblers. Royal Ramblers. Leaving out part of their name there. Excuse me. My co-commentator pointing that out here, making sure we have the right team. We certainly do. Penalty against the Ruffians there at the breakdown. So we're going to have a penalty here for the Ramblers. You saw Kevin McAllister there.
And I suspect you're going to see again, that was a strong line out to the middle, off the top, and it was all about just winning that gain line. That's exactly what St. Louis did. They give away a penalty from the Ruffians, and then now they're just going to try and squeeze them and just keep going with this set-piece play.
Inside the 22, we're looking for a line out here. Assistant referee has it marked. You'll see the Royal Ramblers coming down. Well, Ramblers getting set up. Like a 4-man lineup coming in, maybe 5. There's a 5th one. Player out the back there, getting themselves set. Right to the front they go. Tony Torres. Up to the number 8 there. That's the captain. Nathan Miller takes a run. Miller, Sherrard, Illinois. Warriors at Northwestern before starting with the Royal Ramblers. Now a little break down the side here. Here come the Royal Ramblers looking strong inside the 22. Using the width of the field. You see that Ruffians defense gathering up there. Their pods are pretty wide here, so they're going to run that one in the middle field as well. Royal Ramblers on the move. Ball from McAllister. McAllister moves it wide. Defense just comes up and just plugs that passing channel. The Ramblers forced backwards now by the Ruffians defense. Very defensively patient game for both teams so far. Just in this 5 minutes where I have barely had a chance to stop talking. All action here at the Chicago Blaze facility. Good start. Big run from Philip Moselli. Another penalty get to Ruffians. This one for a high tackle. We'll see what the Royal Ramblers decide to do with this one.
Yeah, Ruffians there, excellent line speed in defense. They were putting St. Louis down. They were making their tackles, but it all came from the line speed, particularly in that interior defense, maybe 3 or 4 players out. And they gave away a bit of a high tackle there, but you can see with that line speed, that has put in a lot of pressure on the defense. Both teams want to run the ball. 5 minutes in, you haven't seen one kick in open play yet. On a hot day out here in Illinois, I think fatigue is going to start playing its part, and which team can keep their possession the longest, as it looks like they're going to go for 3 points, John.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to try to just get on the scoreboard here, the Royal Ramblers. Good move from them, just set the tee. This kicker is.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, obviously you don't want to miss, but if you do miss, you know it's only going to be a 22 dropout, so you're still going to get possession back from the kicking team. So just an opportunity to stay in their half, apply pressure, and hopefully from a Royal Ramblers point of view, come away with 3 points.
Kick was no good there, so we're going to come back out and get a look at the back of this great facility here, the Chicago Blaze, Lamont, Illinois. 22, look at the fullback there. Corey had it. Gets it over. They'll slow down just a bit. No need to rush things. Just 6 minutes in here. Full games today and tomorrow for the winner. The Ruffians at their 22. Just about 7 minutes gone in this one. Short one there. Into the hands of the Ruffians. Well done. Well placed kick. Ball to the ground. Red River Ruffians looking for some more continuity here. There's a little space out wider there. You saw on the bottom of your screen. If they can move it to the side to do. Flips in. Always quick. Keeps his team moving. They go out the back door. Had a runner there. Can they get it to him? Little wraparound now. This outside defense from the Royal Ramblers looking strong. Corey has a hold of that one, but referee is going to say that there is a penalty there, an offsides against the Royal Ramblers. So Ruffians now a chance to get into the other half.
That was nice from the Ruffians as they start to play. You can see a little blocker play here. You can see one player running short, one player tight, and that just gives depth to your attack in certain layers, and that makes it much more difficult for the defense to read. That time they got caught offside. Now the Ruffians can march themselves up the field.
Well, it's about the 40-meter line of the Royal Ramblers territory there. So in this D3 matchup here. Semi-final today, final tomorrow. To move on to the final 4. Round of 16, round of 8, if you want to look at it that way. The overall picture, Ruffians on the move. One of these teams looking to go to Austin, Texas, compete for a national championship later on. See the ball to the front there to Jordan Crump. Crump gets it down, ball moves out. Schlack doesn't get the cleanest of balls, but straightening right up there is Northagen. Construction manager. His goals in rugby to dominate and stay hungry. They're moving it a little wider here. There's a defender on there. Hitting a good defender on Corey. He seems to be a danger runner out the back. A lot of defense attention paid to him. Keep this one tight with this first pot of 3. Basically right back to where the other one was. There's a wide open field to run here if they can move this one out. Ball comes out there from Seth Jones. Jones puts it in the big number 3, Hoisington. flips it. Nice hands there from Jones again. Can they get through? There's a little space across the 40-meter line, dragged down by a couple of the Royal Ramblers forwards. Ball comes out there to Schlack. Schlack gets it out to Seth Jones. Jones moves it to Josep. Ball spills forward. Good attack. This one will come back and be a scrum for the Royal Ramblers just outside their 22.
Yeah, unfortunately that ball was knocked on as it went to the wider channels, but the forwards for the Ruffians are doing some great work now. They're in their system. They know where they need to be. Every time the scrum half is looking up from the base of the ruck, there's 3 forwards that he can hit, and they're all traveling at pace, and that's just how they're just slowly building up the gain line. But from a defensive point of view, it can become predictable. So if the Royals can start to see that and make their tackles, then you can start to stop it. Just here, it looked like great hands. Just took his eye off the ball. It was a good opportunity. But to be fair, 3 defenders are there. This is a very finely poised game right now.
They seem to know each other as well. They seem to be comfortable the other way. The way the other team plays, I should put it. So defense, they see what's coming just a bit. Hold off for a second here.
And it's a great advert for rugby. It's 10 minutes gone on the clock, and you could probably argue there's been 8 minutes ball in play time. Now that is excellent. You tend to find as you higher up the levels you go, you're in that 30 to 35 minutes of ball in play time on an 80-minute game. So we're already potentially a third of the way there. Well, that's exciting stuff, and a credit to both teams and both coaching staffs who really value possession.
Well, Ramblers set to go here. Ball to come in from Kevin McAllister. McAllister from Afton, Missouri. Played at Southeast Missouri State. Referee brings this one up. We have to set it down again.
Looks like the first scrum here, so this is a big opportunity for both teams. Set piece usually wins championship matches, so it'll be interesting to see who gets the ascendancy on this one.
Gets a one in, big drive from the men from Fargo. Ruffians putting the squeeze on there, but McAllister able to come away with it. They're going to go right to the boot, try to get some territorial gain there, and do. See who's down with the ball. We have a ball out to Corey. Corey streaking down the sideline, looking for a player. Ball still alive. Ruffians still good. Ruffians at the 40-meter line of the Royal Ramblers. Let's see if they can make something out of this, but huge hit may just turn fortunes right there. Corey comes in, has to hit that one. They're going to go down the short side. A little tip pass, doesn't go to hand, slips forward. The referee, after Greg talking about ball and play time for a while, he spots a little knock on there, going to be a scrum to the Royal Ramblers.
Yeah, wonderful defense from the Royal Ramblers there. And the positives of the system is from the attack, you know where you're going to go, but the defense, I mentioned it earlier, can read that play. And that's exactly what happened now. You're starting to see from the Ramblers' point of view, they're getting off the line and they're making that spot tackle. That wins the gain line. And then the attacker struggling, and that's what happened there. They tried to go back on the return play, just ran out of numbers, ran out of space, and forced the knock on. So that was a big defensive turnover there from the Royal Ramblers. And let's see if they can make the most of that field position now.
McAllister, ball in hand again. Number 8, Nathan Miller, the captain at the back of the scrum there. Mechanical engineer. Designed on an autonomous refueling drone for the Navy. Right now gets a ball out, and it's up to midfield here for the Royal Ramblers. Nice break there from Austin Lyons. Eventually he's hauled down by a Ruffians defender. Sander comes in the back, moves it out to Jason Ralph. Ralph gets it out to a teammate. We'll get the number for you, but he's in a bit of traffic. A couple of defenders in front of him. They've got some runners out wide. Ball slips in behind. Royal Ramblers still on the move here. Ball goes back. That's Nick Baum. Takes that one to ground. McAllister takes it forward. Gets some of his players moving. Penalty against Red River. Not rolling away are the Ruffians. So another opportunity here for the Royal Ramblers. They're looking at post again.
Yeah, it was a great strike play from the right-hand scrum. It was a wraparound play, and the Ramblers found some space in those wider channels, and they were coming around just to start to see the penalty here. Not rolling away was the call, so it was 2 tacklers. You can see that he's caught at the bottom of the ruck. You've got to make a bit more of an effort to get away there. What the referees look for is if you think of it as a compass, north and south, you want to be traveling east and west, so you're not getting in the way of the ball. So that's an easy decision for the referee, and then it's an opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
Just outside the 22. See the other teams warming up in the background there. The Trades have been in the Colorado Springs Grizzlies. That one, again, no good. So we're still at 0-0, 14 minutes gone. 2 opportunities there. The Ruffians flirting with the 22, but probably not going to kick that one. Flipson thinks the better of it.
He's going to be disappointed with that one run in front of the post. That's 3 points in these championship playoffs games. They're absolutely crucial. He's just got to park that one, move on, and try and keep building into the game.
Here for the Ruffians. Put that one in the same spot, but this time fielded by the Royal Ramblers. Royal Ramblers get the ball out. A shooting defender going to come in and slow that down. Big hands coming over. Will this affect a turnover? Will not. It's going to come back there to McAllister. Royal Ramblers. Teams just looking to create some space here and have not quite been able to. Ball there to Stelzer. Stelzer moves it out. Now they're on the wing. Here come the Royal Ramblers. Big step, cut down right at the midfield. Yusef Brown took that one in. Ball across there to Hunter. Joe Hunter the third. Fly half here for the Royal Ramblers. Gets the ball back in his hands again. He's pretty flat on the line. Had a runner coming from the inside. But also defensive pressure coming in there from Sean Mackey. The Ruffians open side flanker. Ball across to the middle of the field. Big tackle coming in. Ruffians not afraid to come out of the line here and to make these defensive hits. Ball across, here come the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Putting those phases together. Power coming over from the Ruffians. They rip that one away. Ball's in Flipson's hands. Pardon me, that's Seth Jones going to set that one up. Now they go a little wide. Big number 8, Taylor Neaton moves it out a little wider. Still alive, ball just slipped there. Slowed down their attack for a second. Here comes a quick punch off the side there from the Ruffians. Ramblers, Royal Ramblers defense starting to regather there. Cross they come through, flips it. Is there room this time? Little space opens up. They go the wide bridge pass. The race is on here, and Tate Hoseth takes that one up to midfield. Good little bump off run there. Good awareness around that contact area. And bring that ball and play time up again. This is tiring for me as well as the team. Greg not having to say too much at the moment. As the ball in play, and exciting rugby coming from both these teams. Big break coming from one of the forwards there for the Ruffians. They bring it right back to midfield in this D3 matchup. Flips it. Gets the ball out to Schlack. Schlack takes that one in himself. Flips it again. Looking for some runners here. Finds him. Northagen, the hooker, again. Multiple carries so far in this first 16 minutes. Come wide again from Seth Jones. Looking to just move that pod a little more into the middle of the field. Over they come. Ball up from Flipson. Looking to go inside. Get the ball to Hosen. He's had a couple of great tries in earlier games in the fall. That looked like an attempted high tackle. Referee agrees. Going to bring Flipson back there. It's a penalty against the Royal Ramblers. We'll see what they decide to do.
Tell you what, wonderful possession from the Ruffians. They're just building and building and building. What you're starting to see now, fatigue has really started to kick in. I know it's only 15 minutes played, but in this heat and also with the time the ball has been in play, that has a massive effect. You can see players with hands on heads, hands on knees, and that's just going to mean there's going to be more holes in the defense. So I've got a feeling in the next 10-15 minutes that this game's going to start really opening up with line breaks. And I think the Ruffians are on the right side of it now because they're just maintaining their structure just that little bit more than the Ramblers.
Tate Hoseth, the wing there, very simple outlook on the game. When asked how his team got this far, he said, we scored more points than the other guys.
Yeah, that's essentially the name of the game.
Well said. Very profound from the winger. Of course, you have Minnesota at Moorheads where he would score. The front of the line out they go, but it rails over the back there. Ruffians still holding on to it, but have to get going forward. That Streibel has it right there. Streibel, the number 4 jersey, with another penalty here against the Royal Ramblers. 4 offsides, and they're going to go quick. Looked like that player was not 10 to me. We'll see if the referee agrees. They're going to come across, flips it now inside the 22. A little opportunity here. There's a big break there. Big run coming from the fullback, Corey. That one gets handed on there, and try awarded. First try of the game. Sorry, I was looking at the line in the back there. I couldn't quite see it. Goes to Jason Fitek after all of that possession, all that work. Just under 20 minutes. It is 5-0 to the Red River Ruffians.
You could just sense that was coming. It was the pressure. As teams get fatigued, penalties start to amount, and that's exactly what happened then. It all came from a quick tap penalty, and it was just finding that space, finding that weak shoulder. That's exactly what happened then. It was a beautiful little offload just as he was going to deck, and it was all about that leg drive, Burrows in. So look at this, great replays from the broadcast team. Just watch this offload right under pressure. That is fantastic. And then he burrows away for a wonderful try, and you could just sense that was building there, John.
That certainly was coming around. Great try there for the Ruffians. We'll see how the kick goes. Corey is going to come in to take that one. Neymar Corey is a nurse from Zimbabwe originally. Nice ball up there. And that one was good. We're at 7-0.
You just look at this one more time. You can see that outside and then the step off the left foot under a lot of pressure. There's the offload. How good is that? And then over for the score. And also, more importantly, McCurry just calmed down, slotted the points, takes it to 7. And you start to see now how tough those missed kicks in front of the post were for the Ramblers. Could have been 7-6, but the Ruffians have made it 7-0, and they look good for it.
Ball sails over the top there. Under their post, they have it. McCory is going to be the one to get rid of this ball. Doesn't find too much ground. It's going to be a line out here for the Royal Ramblers. Some points to make up just outside the 22 of the Ruffians. Here at this Midwest 2024 Club Northern Super Regional, brought to you by USA Club Rugby. Next Level Rugby bringing you all of the matches all weekend. This D3 matchup. Big schedules today. D3 Tradesmen, Detroit Tradesmen to Colorado Springs Grizzlies start on the field 2. That's at 11 a.m. Central Time. D2 games are the Grand Rapids Growlers versus the St. Louis Sabres and the South Buffalo Rugby Club versus the Boulder Babes. Those will be on later. Then we'll go to D2 men, which is the Indian Palas versus Kansas City, and the Milwaukee Barbarians versus the Denver Barbarians. An all Barbarians matchup. Finally, 4 o'clock Central Time is going to be St. Louis Bombers versus Park City Haggis. Just one game in D1 to determine who is going to go to the Final Four. That one sailed over. Option here, a scrum for the Red River Ruffians.
I was just looking, this is just the coach's eye on me here. Just as they were starting to set up, the Ramblers were very slow to get themselves in position. It tells me fatigue is starting to kick in, so they really have to get their body language. Even if you're feeling tired, don't show it. So just a little thing there, just watch that out from the Ramblers, see if they can wrestle that one back.
Fargo have had the vast majority of possession here, a lot of defense for this Ramblers team. They put a good squeeze in right there, listening to the contact coach. Runner coming in from the offside there, Joseph, but he's not going to find any room at this time. He's got 2 defenders in front of him, but get the starter play, looking for a couple of runners out wide. Ball comes from Seth Jones, but a referee spotted something. We're going to come back here. It looked like a knock-on around the contact area there. We'll have a scrum here for the St. Louis Ramblers.
It was a nice idea from the Ruffians. They just had the winger just dropping off the left shoulder of the 10 there, of Schlack as he was running through. Bit of a knock-on in contact, but you could start to see the speed of a ruck. They were trying to get that ball wide quickly. But World Rugby, anywhere in the world, a scrum in the midfield, 25 meters out, is a wonderful place to attack. And this is a great opportunity for the Ramblers to really build some pressure and get themselves back on the scoreboard.
Royal Ramblers, a ball in here. See what Nate Miller at the back decides to do with this. Nathan Miller, ball at his feet. Callister going to feed this one. Takes a step, has to come back around. Ball hits the ground, so it slows down the attack just a hair, but they've got it out to the wing, and there's some room to run here. Ball flipped back in, couldn't quite make it happen. Back up to Austin Lyons. Lyons takes the ball into contact, comes across from Yusef Brown. He steps into that distributor role. Ruffians trying to drive over this one, turn the ball over. It looks like they may have. Players may have come off their feet there, but referee says it's all good. Turnover here by the Ruffians. Looking for a little pick off the back there. Flips in, directed traffic. Flips in. Gets the ball out, and they're going to run from inside their own 22. This team is confident. There's some big space out to their left-hand side. You're right on the screen if you're looking at it. Ball's going to come back into the hands of McCory. McCory is going to launch that one downfield. McCory finds touch across halfway. Ball in quickly here from the Royal Ramblers, however. Player may have put himself in a little bit of danger here. Yusef Brown just has to hack that one away. Inside the 22, Brown bearing down. One of the forwards for the Ruffians picking this one up. Gets the ball out to his left-hand side. There's some room out wide. See if they can get the ball there. Is taken in by Seth Jones. All their defense. In the middle of the field there is a number of forwards for the St. Louis Ramblers. No line speed coming from them right now. A little bit of fatigue setting in, as Craig said. Just players shooting up individually. See the hole open right there for them. Right through the defense they come. Here come the Red River Ruffians. All in hand as they like. Corey makes the pass. A little show. Get the ball back in. Ball's alive. Across the 40-meter line they go. Players trying to dig it out, but takes a bit of contact there for his troubles, and the Ruffians need to settle this down and get it in their structure. You see the defense coming back slowly for the St. Louis Royal Ramblers there. Can they use the width now? Looking at it. Ball comes into the hands of Fetek. Fetek to try score. Spins around a couple people. Dancing through the midfield. Definite room out to this right-hand side in your screen, but they're going to take it down the weak side, pulling that defense across. You can see that defense coming slow. All offsides at the moment. The ball knocked, so we're going to have a scrum here to the Red River Ruffians. Good patch to play, and you're right, they really seem to be tiring out this Royal Ramblers team at the moment.
Yeah, the Ramblers, their fatigue has just really kicked in. There's zero line speed now, and as I mentioned a few minutes ago, that's when holes are starting to appear. And now if you really consolidate that with the Ruffian structure, but also their ability to maintain possession, these holes are going to start getting bigger and bigger, and then it gets harder for the Ramblers to get back. So I also suspect there's probably going to be a few offside penalties coming soon, because they're certainly not getting back as quickly as they were, the Ramblers. But their scrums have been good so far, so maybe they can put a bit of pressure on here.
Ruffians, 25 minutes gone in this first half. Flips it. Good ball out there to Schlack. They've got runners coming across. The classic double dummy. Coming around to McCory. McCory looks for some space and finds it. Steps inside another. McCory, a little offload there up into the hands of Broderick King. Broderick King held up just outside the line. He's got himself to the ground. Ball spills forward out of the hands of an over-anxious Red River Ruffian forward. Stars in his eyes. Try on the cards. Little knock on there. It's going to be a scrum for the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Out of trouble at their own 5-meter line.
Yeah, it was nice initially from the Ruffians. I've got a feeling, John, that you're going to be calling the fullback McCory's name quite a lot now. He's started to really get himself into the game, a lot more space due to what we mentioned earlier about the fatigue in the defense. He's a real danger man. And just as they needed a little bit of composure just to get that ball over the line, they lost it. But fair play to the Ramblers. They got themselves back, but now they have to really work hard to, first of all, win the scrum and build either a nice exit or use possession to get through.
I just want to talk to Corey about the lion breeding company that he and his father run in Zimbabwe. Well, he's a nurse in Fargo. Sounds like a fascinating thing. But a free kick here. Red River Ruffians judged to have done something illegal there. So free kick for the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Put this one on a touch, it would not be their line out, so we'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah, it's a tough decision here. Even if you kick it out, because we're in the middle of the field, the gain isn't going to be particularly huge, and also you're not going to get the ball back. But they have opted to put it out. As he said, it can't go that far because you've got to kick it the best part of 50 yards before you even make any ground to get it out. So it's a tough one there, maybe just running it and trying to find holes. But look, it's easier said up in the commentary box than it is out on the field.
A line out here for the Red River Ruffians, see what they can do.
And you can just see the Slovak defense still isn't set for the Ramblers. You can see that the holes are there, and that's what the Ruffians are going to be trying to pick off.
.71 degrees and sunny here in Lamont. Ruffians up to the front, ball winds up back in the hands of big Daniel Streibel. Flips it. To Schlack. Little dummy runners in the midfield. Can they get this one wide? They use McCory as a dummy runner that time. Ball comes to Vitek. Vitek not finding a way through, but they've stretched the field. You can see all those defenders having to work their way over for the Royal Ramblers here. There to chase Crow. Crow, the big number 6, takes it in. Coming the same way through Schlack. Schlack looking for some space, then looking for a runner. He's going to have to take it in himself. Well set by his team. Get the ball up there to Hoisington. Hoisington loves to have a big run. Hoisington gets the ball down. They go back the other way. Flips it. Ball hits the ground. Got some runners out here. Contact they go, trying to draw some people in. Northerton takes that one in. Big run there from the number 8, Taylor Neaton. Technology sales professional out of Watertown, Minnesota. Just going through these phases so patiently, this team. Big break there. Now it's up in the hands of Stribel. That was great work there from Schlack. Big second row, eventually hauled down. Ball comes scoring to the back. Flips it, finds some runners off to the left. Schlack has it. Players off sides. You can see a big run coming here from Northerton. He's at the try line. 5 points to the good. The Ruffians move it to 12. Great work there. Big line break in the middle. Schlack puts a big runner away in Stribel. They just take it from there and move it through the phases. Good patient work by this Red River Ruffians team.
Yeah, really impressive stuff. That was a truly team try. Well, Norfolk gets on the end of, and he's been good for it all day. But look at this little showing go right through there from Schlack. And then the big man, number 4, Stribel, he's right there. He thought he was going to be under the post, but great tackle to bring him down. But they kept their composure. They just moved the ball back. And then Norfolk eventually gets his hands on the ball, cuts a great line. You've got those defenders who are offside, as we mentioned earlier. That's where the holes are starting to appear. And the Ruffians are good for it. You could just sense that was starting to come, John.
Corey lands that one. We're at 14-0 late in this first half. USA Club Rugby Northern Super Regional here. Wins today, plays a round of 8 tomorrow on to the Final 4 in Austin as we take another look.
Yeah, beautiful support play. Rugby, good attack is all about continuity. Even there, just presenting the ball, moving it back, great awareness. And then it's just finding those holes. You can see there's defenders all over the place. The best place to attack is against a disorganized defense because there's holes. And that's exactly where they're starting to pick off. So these little short passes are just isolating defender. That gets you in behind. And it's all about keeping that continuity. From a Ramblers point of view, you really want to be getting this ball back as quickly as you possibly can to try and put a bit of scoreboard pressure on as halftime starts to near.
Down to the 22. Here come the Ruffians. 8.5 minutes left. Stribel continues his barnstorming waves with a big run right there. Flips it, has to get the ball up. Does a good job. Hoisington, we've seen him batter some holes in right away. People starting to assume their roles very well for this Red River Ruffians team. Big forward, just making holes and just spinning it wide, moving the game around the field. You'll see right here, Schlack has a runner coming in, takes a second. Across halfway they go. Would love to open this up, but ball spills. We're going to have another penalty here against the Royal Ramblers. They're going to go quick. It's going to be Schlack. Goes in offsides, ball bounces, it's inside the 22. Line out here for the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Yeah,
you can start to see those offsides they're coming in now from the Ramblers, and it's predictable. Just look at the screen here. You've got the front row making their way over very, very slowly. If you're a Ruffian, you play on that. Even though they took that quick tap penalty and the ball went out, they've got the territory possession here. They can put a lot of pressure on the Ramblers and just make them exit. Just live off their mistakes.
Under pressure, the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Go to the tail of the line out, a little dangerous, but ball taken down well there from Miller. Offload of the ball. There's a rushing in, Flipson just rips that one right away. Flipson gets it up to Stribel. Stribel has been hard to stop. He's going to take a couple right now, but he's to the ground. Little quick pick there, always on the spot it looks like is Northagen. He's having a tremendous game, the hooker. Flips it. Goes the other way. Runner's headed back in towards the contact area. I think there might be some softer spaces just a little wider, but they're going to go with the pick and go. The big boys enjoying it right here for the Red River Ruffians. The Ruffians The end, sorry, not at the end of the first half. Not too much seventh lately. They're getting ready for a pick and go, looking to extend their lead before halftime, and they do. We will see who comes up with that ball. That may have been Taylor Neaton that hit that one down. It looks like it is the number 8.
Yeah, very good from the forwards there, from the Ruffians. They're now smelling blood. They're finding holes everywhere. The pick and goes are effective. The plays off 9 are effective, and they're starting to find those spaces. And I tell you what, Norfolkian, he has been excellent hooker. He has been carrying along with number 4 as well. Streibel really starting to do devastating runs, and then that's when the rest of the pack can feed off it. But you've got to give it to the Ruffians. They've been very good for this scoreline. The pressure has been excellent, and they're getting what they deserve.
Just that continuity and positive play. It just doesn't tire you out as much. You know, it's fun. You're having a good time with your friends. You're out there playing. This team really seems to want to play together.
Yeah, just you can start to see here they're just really controlled. See how they got that ball back down there. They don't want an arm wrestle, and they're just picking and going. That was from just an earlier play, but it was very similar from before.
And the kick was good there. So we're 21-0 as this Division 3 round of 16 or semifinal game this weekend continues on here at the beautiful Chicago Blaze facility. Next Level Rugby bringing you all this weekend's action as we take a look at this trot.
Yeah, he knows exactly where he was going. It was a great bit of coaching and refereeing there. He was pointing just to say, you're offside, you're offside. That's when the Ramblers defense stepped back, and he just took that opportunity.
I'm going for the classic. I'm going to score right there.
Wow.
That's where I'm going.
And he did.
Right there.
And he did. Either way, great play. Yeah, but
Babe Ruth pointing towards the fence. It's the Ruffians again. They are really pouring it on now. They're slack. Things starting to open up for him. The fly half, ball around. There it comes around the back there. Tony Torres trying to fight his way through. We're going to go back. It's going to be a knock-on against the Royal Ramblers. It's going to be a scrum here for the Red River Ruffians.
Yeah, there's just holes appearing all over the field now. The Royal Ramblers, they've got to get themselves to halftime. They've got to get in. They've got to regroup. They've got themselves into the semi-final for a reason. They're a good team, but they've just got to absolutely empty the tank now. The Ruffians here, I'm sure they've got a little strike play up their sleeve. It all starts with the forwards getting a strong scrum so they can play on the front foot.
For the Ruffians, flips it. Center of the field, most of the runners off to the left. A little drift and run from Schlack. Puts the ball to the boot. Bounces. Who's it going to come down for? It's going to get knocked forward there by the Ruffians, with the Ramblers. The Royal Ramblers have it. Ball's a touch will come back out for the initial knock-on. 3.5 minutes left in this first half, and the game clock's going to be a scrum for the St. Louis Royal Ramblers just outside of their 22.
Brilliant. I like that. I really like that decision there, just to kick it over, because what it does to the Ramblers as well, it's like, from a Ruffians point of view, we can go through you, we can go around you, we can go over you. And what that starts to do with defense, it really starts to slow their defense up, because they're not too sure what's going to come. So you saw the space. It was an unlucky, well, the bounce of a rugby ball can go anywhere. But I really like that decision. Yes, the execution didn't come off.
Ball to come in here from the Royal Ramblers. Royal Ramblers, good ball in, well held. Nathan Miller, ball at his feet. Kevin McAllister feeds that one out. Going back inside the 22, so they'd have to keep it in field. Looking to go wide here, looking to make something happen before this half ends. Look at that commitment there in the tackle from the Red River Ruffians. Trying to disrupt around this breakdown. Haven't gained much ground of the Ramblers. Collisions just outside the 22. Streibel, big runner, big hitter. Put it in right there. Ball across. You see the defensive line speed a bit better from the Ruffians here. Really putting some pressure on. And this is a place you can, down around their 22. Really put some pressure on around the breakdowns. Put that pressure on them as they're forcing them backwards. Ball out here. Some runners out wide if they can get it there. They're going to go to the boot from inside the 22. Not sure if that, I think it was passed back in. So we'll see what the decision here is from the AR. Guess they're okay.
It looked like it went straight out to me.
Yeah.
But We'll let the linesman do his job. Yep, we're going to go with it. From a defensive point of view, from a Ruffians, just as we look back at this kick, so there was numbers on the left there, but you can see how flat they are. There's maybe not as much depth as they would have liked to launch the attack. See that they're starting to build.
There was a phase there inside the 22, so all's good. Good work by the AR.
Wonderful decision.
Ruffians. Kyle Hoisington to put this one in. Hoisington was a collegiate wrestler. To the front they go, contested, but brought down there. Good work by Crump in the midfield, waiting pot of forwards outside of Schlack there. Northagen. Back to Schlack. They're going to run this one. Little pass back to the inside. McCory bobbles into the first one, but gets a hold of it. Going to win this ball. And the defense just coming back slowly here for the Royal Ramblers. Referee spots it.
Yeah, it was good scramble defense there from the Ramblers. They got themselves back. McCory got himself in a little bit of space, but as he caught the ball, there was defense there. That's great commitment to the cause. As we just look back at that play, you can see the inside tracking ball. It was great, but there's that tackle. They've got defense there. They had numbers there, so that's great from the Ramblers. What they need to do is just keep repeating that, and then back on his feet to disrupt the ruck and get the turnover. That's really, really good play. Commitment there from the Royal Ramblers.
At time, free kick here for the Ruffians. Lipson looks to take it. I think he took it in the wrong spot. Referee's going to probably bring it back here. A short arm free kick penalty for the Red River Ruffians. We are over time of the game clock here, but this gives an opportunity for them to get more points on the board if they can. On there, Easington. Cross, Schlack looking for a runner. Space was open there, a little spin move. Feet tech has already been in the try zone. Offloads that one, gets it to Seth Jones. They're good to go. They're keeping this ball alive. Having a little fun at the end of the half here, but Corey puts a chip ahead. Ball gets kicked on by Tate Hoseth. The Royal Ramblers just kicked that one into touch. Referee looks at his watch and he whistles us for halftime. 21-0, the Red River Ruffians lead the St. Louis Royal Ramblers in this Division III matchup. We will be back with the second half in just a few minutes. Welcome back. We are watching the Red River Ruffians. They scored some great tries in the first half. Craig Wilson, the contact coach.
Yeah, the hallmark of all these tries is built on team play, team structure. So they're running a 1-3-3-1 structure with their forwards across the field. And what that's starting to do, that's pulling the defense out of position. Holes are being created, and then they're scoring. But all of these tries came off about 5, 6, 7, even 8 phases of play. So it was really well built. And the forwards just went to town at the end and got the reward.
And we're saying they're just tiring out this defense here from the St. Louis Royal Ramblers team. It's going to be a tough half. They really got to step it up to the Royal Ramblers. The winner of this will play the winner of the Indianapolis Impala is taking on, sorry, that's D2. Just got the wrong one there. The winner of this will actually play the winner of the Detroit Tradesmen and the Colorado Springs Grizzlies, taking place on Field 2. Here at the beautiful Chicago Blaze facility in Lamont, Illinois. The winner of that matchup will go to Texas for the Final Four in a couple weeks. We seem to just be waiting for a referee to get this game started. The Red River Ruffians going to be running from right to left on your screen. In a commanding lead at the moment as we take another look at some of these tries here. The Cal Hoisington headed towards the line.
And the big players so far from the Ruffians, you've got Hooker, Northagen, he's been punching holes through. So is Hoytington, number 3. Stribel, number 4. All these guys have just been punching these big holes, and they'll be getting their rewards. But as I said, it's been off the back of some seriously good work. A very well-drilled team. Also in defense, they've been making their tackles. But the Ramblers, they've had some opportunities. They can't put their heads down now. They've got to dig deep. We've got to try and get the first score. I think that's going to be crucial, John. I think if the Ruffians get an extra score, it probably goes out of reach a little bit. But if the St. Louis Royal Ramblers can get on the board, ask a few questions, we all know what can happen in playoff rugby.
We have 2 teams. We have a ball. We have a field. We are almost set to go. It looks like we just about have a referee. There he is. And Dickerson. Very critical to have those guys in the field before you get started here. 40 minutes to go in this D3 matchup. And winner plays the winner of the Detroit Tradesmen and the Colorado Springs Grizzlies. Referee, it gets us underway here. Next Level Rugby bringing you this matchup, bringing the matches all weekend here at Midwest Rugby Union, putting on this Club USA Club Northern Super Regional. Make you work hard with these words sometimes. Ball up there. Here come the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Let's see if they listen to the contact coach at halftime. Start to pour it on. First possession to them. Northagen, the ever-present hooker for this Red River Ruffians team, stops that four-way. They're behind their 22. Players taking it flat-footed. Look at that pickoff. Seth Jones hands it out there. And a second try for that man, number 13, Jacob Fetek. Jacob Fetek against a run of play there by his center partner, Seth Jones. Dalton, Minnesota native. Touches down a try. We'll take another look.
All about line speed. You can just see every player here from the Royal Ramblers are standing still, so there was no threat. That allows the defense to get off the line. Great catch and pass under pressure. I mean, he's in for a try. He's going to enjoy that one. But the Ramblers are going to be kicking themselves there. They wanted to build themselves into the game. That could be a big psychological blow. 7 points, most likely. There was a conversion to come under it, but it was the easiest try there. But it came from Ruffians' line speed and defense. If you don't put yourself in that position, you're not going to get that reward. So fair play for them. Now it's all about now it's interesting, John, because this is a 2-day tournament essentially. What do the Ruffians start to do? Do they keep their full bench on, or do they put the full bench on early? What do they do? It's interesting.
Yeah, certainly should be. See how they go. Another couple minutes here. Put another try. Could make a big difference there. Both centers here, by the way. One is Jacob Fetek. His wife plays for the Fargo Rough Riders. They met playing rugby in college for North Dakota State. Seth Jones says he is engaged to his college rugby sweetheart. So it's in the family for these centers up here up in Fargo, North Dakota. That one doesn't go 10 for the Royal Ramblers.
When it rained, it pours, John.
Yeah, it certainly does sometimes.
It's a tough one. I think what they've got to do now, from the Royal Ramblers' point of view, just think about each step at a time. Right? Let's just try and build in. Remember, we've got a game tomorrow. Okay, maybe this one's out of reach. Who knows? There's still 38 minutes to go. You got to chip away, but you can't go down. You got to give yourself something to live for overnight. so you can come back tomorrow to really give it a good go. So important they get their heads back in this game and don't put them down and show a bit of character and really just enjoy it.
Lipson. Great first half from the scrum half. Ruffians on the attack again. Pressure coming in. Ball squirts out the back. Referee, let's play go on. It looked like it came out of the side there, but this goes a big in the favor of these Royal Ramblers. Referee couldn't see where we were with the camera there, so he's going to play it as a tight head scrum there, taken away. You don't see that too often. Ball out to the wing. Yusef Brown, marshaled by the Ruffians defense. So a scrum here for Red River.
That was good phases of attack. They were putting a little bit of pressure on. And what you start to find when substitutions do start to happen, that could, particularly from a Ruffians point of view, that could disrupt their flow. So there's still a chance here for the Royal Ramblers. If they can keep working their way up the field like they did there, maybe keep possession a little bit longer, they've certainly got a chance.
Just outside the 22, the Red River Ruffians. See where they go with this one. Miller looking to disrupt here. They get that ball up and it sails over the top into the hands of one of the Ruffians. The bounces of the ball are even going their way. Stribel, the big carrier, takes that one in. Flips it, moves it to Schlack. Schlack powers through a couple, and Schlack has decided he needs a try if he can beat one more defender. Schlack, big handoff there. Look at, oh, sorry, that is not. That's a reserve there. That's Joel Hedloff. I thought that was a pretty big fly half. Taking that, the number 16, a great run there, just powers down the field. Ball's gone back. Referee says it's fine. Red River Ruffians are all over the place and get a penalty here with ball player coming in from the side from the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. And welcome to the game, Joel Hedloff.
Yeah, he's been watching his forwards in the first half, particularly that front row, and he wanted some of the action. That was some run down there. Powered through. Just look at this, the old Samoan step. You can see the step into contact, all arms and legs, and he was powering through. He's been itching on that sideline. Still show composure here as well. Nearly got around the last man. Good desperate defense there from the Ramblers to get themselves back, and they disrupted the ruck. Came in from the side just a little bit. I tell you what, that was some run.
He met his wife at his first rugby tournament. Something in the water up there in Fargo. I'm telling you, ball down here. There's going to be a penalty here for the Ruffians. Take that ball down. Ball in hand. See which big runner takes it on. It went by Hedloff that time. Flips it. Moves it out. Back inside. Big runners coming. Powerful right up there. Flips it. Finds another forward. Little tip pass. Vitek. He's been in twice. Can he get a hat trick today? Ball across. Looking for the holes to open up. Ruffians. That was Schlack. He's a good runner like that. Ball comes up to Mukori. Mukori driven back in the tackle. They're going to recycle, however. Tate Hoseth hanging out there, lingering, as Karthauser gets a hold of the ball, gets to the Hedloff. Hedloff takes a crowd of St. Louis Royal Ramblers with him. Ball up there, looking for another run. Big one out there to Hoisington. It doesn't quite hold. Unlucky knock-on. Going to be a scrum here for the St. Louis Royal Ramblers, down 28-0 in front of their own post. Just 6 minutes gone in this second half.
Yeah, the Ruffians, they're now mixing it up between the strong carries and these little tip passes. Tip passes just find the edge of the defense, and that's what we're trying to do there. That one didn't stick, but you can see they're just really trying to just bring this one home. There was an opportunity there just earlier in the play from Schlack. If he just moved the ball, it was a 3v2. He's got a good outside arc of a run, but sometimes you just want to give that ball to those centers running on and put your wider men into space. So maybe something to think about from a Ruffians point of view.
Royal Ramblers. Unwheeling just a bit. Callister. Advantage here for the Royal Ramblers. A bit of good fortune for them right here. They have a penalty advantage. The ball goes wide. They have a runner. Up that right-hand side they go. A little jump over the top. Good athleticism there. Ball just spins back. That was Stephen Kistry that took that one in. Looks like we're at number 17 there. So we're going to come back to a penalty against the Red River Ruffians of the scrum, so no advantage gained. St. Louis Royal Ramblers have an opportunity.
Like a pretty big advantage there, John, racing down the field, but the Royal Ramblers are going to have a go, and fair play.
Alistair knows they need to make something happen soon, and here's a big break for them. Here come the Royal Ramblers, but turned over there to the Ruffians. Ruffians pounce quickly. Ruffians power their way up to the 40-meter line. Defense regathering here for the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Turn knocked on there. Thought it was another turnover, but knocked on. So it'll be a scrum here for the Royal Ramblers. A little miscue there from the Red River Ruffians.
You start to see some space being created now from the Ramblers. Now they're moving the ball. You can see they're playing a little bit more freely now. They're moving the ball, they're offloading, and that could be a really dangerous attack. So that's something that they can hang their hat on and go, look, if we can just keep possession whilst moving the ball around, changing the point of attack, that's when you're going to start to see some good stuff happening. But it always comes down to a strong set piece, and this scrum's going to be vital.
In here from the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. 8.5 minutes gone in the second half. Game underway on the other field between the Tradesmen and the Colorado Springs Grizzlies. Penalty against the Royal Ramblers this time. Had a bit of luck for a couple minutes, but now it's going back the Ruffians' way.
Yeah, that was a massive, massive scrum. You can just see the power that came on, and they won it. So that's a big, big moment there for the Ruffians. They just wrestled back a little bit of momentum, and that's what good teams do. You're not always going to have the momentum for the full 80 minutes, but when you lose it, how would you fight it back? And the Ruffians did great there with their forward pack, putting on a massive shunt in the scrum.
Downfield go the Ruffians. Will be their line out just outside the 22 of the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Royal Ramblers, just under 10 minutes gone, need to put together a little bit of momentum here. Ruffians have been going typically to Crump at the front here. Crump goes up. Crump seemed to knock it on there, so a knock-on advantage for the Royal Ramblers. Will be their scrum just inside their 22. Ruffians pulled a penalty at the last one. We'll see what happens here.
Looks like the referees, looks like they're going for the scrum here, is it? Not too sure what's happening. Yeah, they're calling the scrum for the knock-on in the line-out. Yep, and the Ramblers, they've got to quickly erase what happened at the last scrum because they went back pretty quickly. At least you know what's coming. So now it's all about just getting nice and low, nice and tight as an 8-man pack, and then just get that ball in and out and try and launch an attack.
How this goes for the Ruffians, I'm sure they're riding high in the last one. Pull another penalty here. As you were saying at the beginning of the half, a couple of quick scores here could really put this a bit out of range. Ruffians will have to start looking forward to tomorrow. The big push. Ball coming forward. St. Louis has also drawn some penalties here, but this time McAllister moves it out. In the middle of the field, dummy runner comes in. They're looking to go wide and make something happen. It is out there, but Kinstry takes that one in. McAllister, slow ball. Runner's not getting a big head of steam. Huge hit in there from Streibel. Streibel has been so powerful in this game on both sides of the ball, and they draw a penalty right away. Taylor Neaton, and Schlack has it. Goes quick. Gets it to Streibel. Streibel not ahead of steam this time, so he's taken down. Waiting out there is Seth Jones. Jones gets a hold of the ball. Long pass in there, trying to create a one-on-one, trying to send Vitek in for a third. Vitek keeps the ball alive, comes back to Flipson. They might just want to set this one. Little hands and feet in there from Mukori. Mukori hands it off. Down again, looking for the ball. Referee on the spot. Is it going to be turned over? It will not. Flipson has a runner. Flipson finds Schlack. Schlack loves to show that and go for the gap, but it closes down on him. Flipson has Streibel outside of him, but goes wider. They come back in through Big Hoisington. And Big Kyle Hoisington is going to touch down in the try zone. Another try here for the Red River Ruffians. Tough going here for the Royal Ramblers. Scores up to 32.
Yeah, Hoisington, he's an absolute wrecking ball, and he's still going strong as well. 52 minutes in, still running those lines. But that try initially came from defense. And what you're finding from the Royal Ramblers, their shape is actually okay, but no one is running onto the ball. So that means they're getting picked off in defense. Ruffians got the ball back, and now they're just sending those big, heavy runners. You can see Schlack, he has a go, big show and go. And then here it's just recycling it. And then Hoisington, he has put his, look at that leg drive, 3-4 tacklers busting through. And every try has been very similar. It's just they've built themselves into that field position, and then they get to work and burrow through. And yeah, they're good for it.
Pick to come. He has been on the mark with everyone, has Corey. We're 13 minutes gone in the second half. Royal Ramblers don't have an answer at the moment, Craig. We're taking a look.
Yeah, great shot here. You can see the shape on the outside players. Hoisington's there. You've got that real clear group of 3 outside Schlack. So there's a very clear shape there. You've got the 10 who's about to receive the ball. He goes for a show and go. Then the forwards work around the corner. And then you've got Hoisington who's going to be plowing through. So great shot there from the next level rugby team, just to be able to see the shape. And the shape for the Ruffians has been what the difference is. They've maintained their shape or their structure, however you want to call it, that 1-3-3-1. It just gives them a lot of options across the field.
St. Louis Royal Ramblers here in beautiful Lamont, Illinois at this Chicago Blaze facility. A miscue from the
offside.
Ruffians, offsides. So the ball here. McAllister knows they need to go quick. Down 35. Just under 15 gone in this second half. Big run there from one of the Royal Ramblers forwards. That's a replacement. Ryan Woodworth out to the left-hand side. Here come the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. And look at this change of fortune right here. 5 points to the good for the Royal Ramblers. Nice spot of the space right on through. Great try there for Austin Lyons. Austin Lyons touches it down for 5. And that has to be a relief for this team.
Yeah, really good try. So it came from a penalty. You could see they switched off there, the Ruffians. It was a knock on, and then they played the ball in front of that. And then so that created an offside line. It was a quick tap and go, big strong run. And just watch this. This is a beautiful line. So first of all, great hands under pressure, and then look at this, that show and go, then the step off the left foot, and then under for the score. That was a really good try, and that's just what we need. We talked about you need something to hang your hat on, you need something to get yourself a bit of momentum in the game, and that's something where the Royal Ramblers can go, right, this is what we're about. Strong carry, good skill level to get the ball into the wider channels, and let the athletes finish the ball, finish it off with a try.
Lyons, an Air Force Academy grad and logistics readiness officer for the Air Force. I did Rugby Town 7s with them. Also reviews wines on Instagram. So go to Austin's Wine Corner if you want to find out what Austin thinks of some fine vintages out there, as that one, I think it went over. Should be a 35-7 here for the Ruffians. Sorry, I was looking down at my notes, fascinated by his love of wines for Austin Lyons. But 7 points on the board here for the Royal Ramblers. Kickoff to come here from the Ruffians. No longer a shutout, but still in a commanding lead. Plenty of time to go, over 25 minutes. See who comes out with this one.
You can see the Ruffians are in zero hurry to get this one moving. I'd be interested to see if they go for a short contestable kick or they go long, just to make sure that the Royal Ruffians have to play from long. Let's see what they do.
Nice kick. Doesn't quite get the width there. There was some room to the side of the field, but the St. Louis Royal Ramblers are going to come down with this one. McAllister shaping the kick. He's outside the 22, so if that goes directly into touch, which it appears it has, coming all the way back for a Red River Ruffians lineout. Bit of a miscue there from McAllister. Give a great attack position here to the Red River Ruffians.
Yeah, there was no chaser either, so even if that ball stayed in the field, it would have been an easy clearance or receipt from the Ruffians. So yeah, just their exit strategy, although a right idea, just the execution was off and maybe a few people out of position, and this is what the Ruffians wanted. But their line out hasn't been great today. It's an area where the Ruffians can improve. So let's see if they can get a clean one here.
Go to the back of the Ruffians. Up to the number 7, Sean Mackey. They have not engaged here, have the Royal Ramblers, so they're going to have to get rid of that ball. Schlack finds her on the midfield. We've seen this fella early in the half. That's big Joel Hedloff. Tackled that time. Schlack with that little sideways run, just keeping the defense honest. Tries for the cross kick. Tate Hoseth can't come down with it, so it'll be a line out deep inside their 22 for the St. Louis Royal Ramblers.
I think the kick was good. Was there a chaser there? I'm not too sure, but better from the line out. You can see the Royal Ramblers did not compete, so a little bit easier to win, and they were expecting them all, so they stepped off, so they did the homework there. A nice bit of shape, kick through. Just needed that chaser on to put a bit of pressure on. But at the end of the day, field position is crucial, and that means the Royal Ramblers, if they're going to score, they have to do it from 80 meters out.
All up to the tail of the line out. Doesn't go straight, however. Be a choice here. A scrum taken by the Red River Ruffians. They would like nothing more than another 7 points on the board.
You can see that was an immediate call there. You had the choice if you want to line out of a scrum, and they chose the scrum instantly. That just shows you where they're comfortable, obviously with the great scrimmage and what's gone on so far. But I've got a feeling that Schlack's going to be wanting that ball. The backs are going to be running a strike play, and the forwards are just want to be plowing this one over. So let's see where the team cohesion is right now.
Came in as a flanker wearing number 16. Now they've got him in the backs here. So interesting to see what they're going to do here. They switched him out with somebody.
He's a strong runner. He can play 2, flanker, 12. Very good player, but great scrum there from the Royal Ramblers.
Ruffians, however, draw the penalty. Players driving illegally. Schlack has the ball. Will he go quick? He is going to tap it and go. He's got a couple of runners with him. He gets to the big boy, Stribel. Just a couple of meters out from the line. Flips it. Has some runners. Northagen gets it. Northagen's been in already. Northagen's at the line. Northagen over. And the hooker rewarded again. Another try. Kevin Northagen as the Ruffians answer quickly.
I was just looking at that play there. You had Northagen lined up and you had Hedloff lined up. Take your pick. Yeah. One of those players was going to be plowing over. Yeah, they're ready. They're very strong men, and they're just being really patient here. You can see there's the 2 big guys in the picture. Which one of them's going to get it? Northagen says, I'll have a go. Tired tackles are coming in now. He just barrels them off. He's getting in for another try. He's had a great day today.
Corey, he's been perfect. For the Royal Ramblers, bit of work to do.
There he is, Northagen. He's calling for the ball. Even from a standing start, you can just see he's a stocky character. Look how well built he is. Then he turns on the leg drive. You've got players falling off him, and you could probably make 3 or 4 highlights of how he's finished off that try today. But he puts himself in a position, a fit man, and he's getting his rewards.
3/4 of the game is behind us. We are at 42-7. John Broker here with the contact coach, Craig Wilson. That's the contact coach doing analysis anywhere you get your social media except Twitter. And we will talk that through. A great person to have doing analysis here in the booth for Next Level Rugby. Midwest Rugby Union presenting this championship weekend for the Northern Super Regional. Everybody fighting to get to Austin. Round Rock, the site of the Final Four this year, national championships. And across the 50-meter line they go. It's going to be a line out here for the Red River Ruffians.
Yeah, what I admire most about all these athletes out here all weekend across the men and women's teams is rugby's a hobby for them. Yeah, they probably have to spend a lot of money to be here. They work hard. They've got families, they've got jobs, they've got all sorts, but they're out here for their clubs, giving it everything, and it's just such a pleasure to be working, analysing these guys, working with you, John. It's a good day for rugby.
Ball to the back, they go to Mackey again, but it falls over the top there into one of the Royal Ramblers players' hands. Royal Ramblers on the move here. Royal Ramblers. Get it out wide, looking for some space, looking for some more points on the board. Little shimmy inside. Getting a little bit of distance this time. Royal Ramblers. Across through McAllister. Middle of the field. Big hole opens up there. Runner coming in there. That's Woodworth. Turns it over. Ball to the outside. Not going to go the distance. A big fella out there. But the Ruffians pile in, able to recycle that one. Good groundwork there to keep that one alive, and flips it as a runner. Puts it up to one of the big boys. You see some reserves coming to the game down there. You see Samuel Grove wearing the number 20. Ball across. They're going to go for a little cross kick here. Is there space in behind? Ball rolls over the defender, and he slips a little bit when he gets it. So it doesn't get this head of steam he would certainly like. A couple number 22s listed, so that could be one of 3 people.
Yeah, just caught with a blocking play there. Just, it wasn't the best of kicks. There was defenders there. So Schlack's probably going to look back on that one. He probably wanted to go for a bit more distance as opposed to the kick pass option. And then it was just unfortunate from a Royal Ramblers point of view. He was trying to step into space. The fellow teammate just got in his way. That's a frustrating penalty to give away. It allows Schlack to just nudge it down. Just watch here from the Ramblers. So yeah, you can see as that ball lands, they've got good chasers, but it's not. It's where the defense are. And this is just unfortunate. He's trying to find space. His teammate's trying to get out the way. Can't do much about that, and it's just probably sums up the day a little bit for the Royal Ramblers, really.
It certainly does. 42-7.
This is an interesting setup. Just off 10 there, you saw 4 forwards. So if the Ruffians can get the ball, it looks like there's going to be a power play coming up. You can just see them there. Look at them in a line.
Stacked.
I think Norfolk's going to be wanting this ball.
Yeah, right behind Schlack, too. I'm going to keep it a little tight, Hoisington. Getting the taste for the try line, Hoisington. Ball comes across. Schlack has those runners a little wider now. Cutting back in. Looking for the space. Probably back into the defense a little bit there. They're going to keep coming out to this right-hand side. Schlack, he's going to kick it through this time. Determined to make one of these kicks hit. And that one does not either. So ball's going to go to the Royal Ramblers.
Yeah, each of these kicks, the hand option has been on. One thing from Schlack, he isn't bringing his centers into play as much. It's either a show and go or a kick through. So maybe if you're analyzing this from the opposition, you might have a look at that. But there is options there. There's space out wide. But look, he's giving it a go. We're going to give credit to him for that.
22 drop out here. Ball out of the back. St. Louis Royal Ramblers put that one downfield. All across. Cody Harmon takes that one in. Break up the middle of the field. Like a head loft there, it certainly was. Ball is in the hands of Billy McDonald. Reserves aplenty in this game. Right flat at the line, great run. Taylor Neaton comes over to clean that one up. Flips it. Comes back around there to Samuel Grove. Grove driving through. Every single one of these Ruffians is able to make some ground here. Good work after contact for all of them. Another penalty against the Royal Ramblers. Flipson's going to go quick. These players are offsides. They're inside the 5 or 10 meters. We may get a card out of this. Referee has shown the whistle there, and indeed, maybe one less Royal Rambler on the field in a minute.
Yeah, just that initial penalty. It looked like a tough one against the Royal Ramblers, but then they're not 10. And just in modern rugby, if you're not 10 and you give away and you make the tackle, you're going to get the yellow card. But look, he knew he was going to score, so you may as well sacrifice of the team. Don't give him an easy try, make him work for it. There's a tap penalty play here. Let's see what they do.
Oh, little miscue there. Mackey takes a big hit. The Royal Ramblers do not want to finish this off in a bad way. Ball comes up there. It is driven towards the line. A huge crowd of Ruffians. Players calling it from the outside here. You see big Cole Winkles. Winkles takes it. Met with a couple of defenders from the Royal Ramblers. Flipson coming in. Has that player gotten away enough? Referee says it's fine. Schlack has some runners. Gets it there to the big boy. Headloff. Gets it out. Across the line they go. And the Royal Ramblers are further apart now as the Red River Ruffians. Drew Headloff scored on the try.
I think Headloff for that first 40 minutes on the sideline was pacing up and down because he has came in like a man possessed. And he's just a strong runner. You can just see him there with the green and black socks. He's just running short lines off Schlack. And that is a great Samoan step. He just powers into him, leg drives over, and he's telling the coach, pick me tomorrow for the final. He's come out absolutely frothing, and he's done a great job.
He may be reserved for him. You never know. I mean, he is certainly Comes in and brings some energy to this team, lifts them right up.
Looks like we have a new kicker here.
Given
Is that Hoisington?
Corey a break. Yeah, that's Hoisington going to kick the ball.
I like this.
Sure he does as well. He's a lefty. Hoisington, tight head, going to possibly get on the board, not only with tries, but adding to his points tally. Puts that one up in the air. Assistant referees realize he's a prop. Keep the flags down. No extra points there. 47-7. They're up by 40 with 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, just as we look back on this try, he just got running off Schlack all day. Schlack's, you can see he is a good distributor when he uses it, but when you've got power runners like Norfolgen, Hoisington, Schreibel, and then you've got Headloff who was getting over there, it's just so tough to defend, particularly when momentum's against you. But Hoisington, I'm sure he's going to be kicking a few goals after this game, just in case he's needed for the final. That wasn't the best of kicks, but fair play for him to stepping up.
Big boy's a backup kicker. Gotta love it. On this field, coming up after this, it's going to be women's D2. It's going to be the Growlers of Grand Rapids taking on the Sabres of St. Louis. Followed by a D2 men's in the Impalas versus Kansas City. And then St. Louis Bombers versus Park City Haggis. That's going to be at 4 o'clock Central Time. On Field 1, all the other games on Field 2. Next Level Rugby bringing you all of this action. Still going is Flipson. He doesn't stop. Little show to the outside there. Hoisington. Big hit up the middle there. Midwest Rugby Union hosting this great event, as we've said many times. Thank you so much to the Midwest Rugby Union.
Yeah, what a wonderful facility out there for these teams to play out. They deserve, playoff rugby deserves wonderful facilities, and the Midwest Rugby Union are putting on a great show for these teams.
Penalty there for the Ruffians. Everything going their way. 40 points up. Just missed one conversion. Tries coming from across the team for the Ruffians.
Yeah, the forwards have been benefiting from this great team play, but it's the structure what is putting them in place. They always have a 9 hitting a forward pod with an option of the backs out there, and their structure's just been wonderful. Gives you options, but also you've got to need the fitness and the nous to get there, and that's what I've been really impressed with. It hasn't went to individual play from the Ruffians. It has all been in structure, and that's credit to them and the coaching team.
Ruffians go to the front this time. Taylor Neaton up taking that one and decides to go for a run, loses the ball, eventually ball's down. First knock on here to the Red River Ruffians, so it'll be a ball for the St. Louis Royal Ramblers as we are under 10 minutes to go in this contest. Winner of this one plays the winner of the Detroit Tradesmen versus the Colorado Springs Grizzlies. That game will be at 10 a.m. Central tomorrow.
As we look back, you can see here, it looked like they were shaping up from the maul. There's the hole, and he's like, I'm going through. Just then lost the ball in possession. He was maybe looking for the offload there. Fell a little bit awkwardly. Looks like he might have tweaked something there. This is where you get a little bit nervous from the Ruffians coach, because you're like, right, you obviously know that the game's won, or very, very likely won with 9 minutes to go. But you've also got a final tomorrow. So it's absolutely crucial. You can see there rubbing his knees, been an absolutely key player. There's their number 8, Neaton. So we want to make sure that he's healthy.
Seems like a good battler. He should be okay.
And these guys have been around the block a bit. They're tough characters.
30 stock up Fargo way. Lovely part of the country. On the Red River there. Ball in, it squirts the other way to the Ruffians. Did it come straight out? It did. The referee is going to hold that one up. Good drive was coming in there from the Ruffians. We'll see if they can turn over another one here. Be very interesting.
Yeah, the Royal Ramblers, they've just got to dig in now. We've got 8 minutes to go. Really, just pride in the shirt. Still got a game to come tomorrow. So just make sure that you can finish on a high, give you something to cheer about, or be excited about for tomorrow. And it all starts with this scrum. This is a game within a game. Like, no forward, regardless of the score, is worried about what's happening right now apart from this scrum. So there's a lot of pride at play right now.
St. Louis, the Royal Ramblers get that one in. Referee's going to penalize illegal play there from the Ruffians on that scrum. McAllister wondering where they're going to run from. McAllister. So this one, move it quickly across field. They're looking to go find some space. Ball in the middle. Player has to come back in. Headloff does it all. Comes in and makes the tackle. Rushing defense there. Forces that player from the Royal Ramblers back inside. Out they come. Big boy getting the ball right there, and Ryan Woodworth. Ruffians trying to pile over that one. A little soccer game breaks out. On the way they go. That Schlack coming onto the ball. Royal Ramblers lose that ball. Did they lose it forward? Whose is this going to be? A referee is going to blow his whistle. I have no idea what he's going to call. It's a penalty.
Yeah, I think we might see a quick tap here. He's been trying to do it all day. It's exactly what happened. Were they back five? Who knows? Referee says play on.
Cole Winkles takes that one. Cole Winkles spots it. And a try here for the reserve prop. Cole Winkles touches down for the Red River Ruffians. He is a college senior, going to be a chiropractor. Minnesota State University Moorhead.
You just see number 9, Adam Flipson. He has been taking those quick tap penalties all day. He wants to get that initial front foot, and Winkles, he's been watching everyone else, all his forward teammates score, and he wanted exactly the same. You can see here, he's hanging around the big man. Look at that. They were definitely not 5 when we went there, but that does not matter. He's powering through, but he also had a lot of help from his friends getting pushed over there, and they got the try. And yeah, this has been a dominant show from the Ruffians, particularly their forward pack.
That one is no good, as we are at 52-7, just over 5 minutes to go in this second half.
Just so you can see here, the quick tap definitely not back to the 5 because they're on their try line. Just look at the leg drive, the teamwork. They got over the line, and he gets his reward for some great effort, putting himself in the right place at the right time.
Kickoff to come from the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Effort today, but on the losing side of a bit of a lopsided score. Unlucky for them. Pushing away to end off what can only be a very good season. Ball comes up there to Stribel. Stribel, not done yet. Stribel. Little offload there. Deft hands from the big fella. Flips it. Finds some runners. Samuel Grove has carried a lot since he's come into the game. Ball coming out a little wider. Stribel again. Stribel.
Great work rate.
Certainly has. Those early big runs. Penalty here, not rolling away. One of the number 22s on the Ramblers, Royal Ramblers.
That's been a hallmark of the Ruffians play today. Just that example there from number 4, the big man, Stribel, just making sure that he's getting what they call double touches. He made the initial run, got back up, came around the corner, and then he's going again.
We take another look into the other field there. That's a Detroit Tradesman versus the Colorado Springs Grizzlies. 5-3 to Colorado Springs. The Tradesmen put that one downfield. They have a penalty, so opportunity to take the lead there. This one, it's like the winner of that game is going to play the winner of this Ruffians game. They get into the try scorer, Winkles. College senior, but it's taken away by the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Late game. Can they salvage it with some positive play? Nice break up the middle. That might be the wine lover. Austin Lyons going again. Big handoff there, and it's nice turn. It certainly is. Air Force Academy grad gets that ball on in the hands of Dusty Cabarros. Here come the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. Ball back across. Lyons into the distributor role. Sliding in behind the defense. Can't get there. Yusef Brown. That one is stolen away by that big man, Winkles. He is all over the place all of a sudden in this second half. Hedloff does what he does. Takes a few runners with him. Into contact they go. Little ill-advised offload there, but nothing can hurt them right now. The Ruffians, with just 3 minutes to go on the game clock, are in something extraordinary. Moving on to the next round. All out. Here come the Royal Ramblers. Pick around the back. stepped in at the distributor role. They kick this one. Another kick comes back. They look like Jose. Hasn't been as involved. Ball bounces favorably there for the Royal Ramblers. A penalty against the Ruffians. 2.5 minutes to go. Referee awarding the mark, wants players to come and play from there.
And that's exactly what we want from the Royal Ramblers. That is something that they can take into tomorrow. That was a wonderful run from Austin Lyons right down the middle of the pitch. Got themselves in a real good field position. And they came undone. They were trying to offload the ball, but why not? They've got to try and make something happen. That's something they can build from leading into tomorrow. So that's good character. That's good pride for this Royal Ruffians team. And they've still got a chance to get the attack going now.
All up. They are certainly going to keep at it here, are the Royal Ramblers. Looking for some more points in these last 2 minutes. Ball ripped away over by the Ruffians. Not done yet. Red River. Ball ripped back the other way. That's Nathan Miller, the captain. Miller. We're going to get some players going. Big tackle coming in. An offload there to Woodworth. Ruffians battling to the end here. Little offload outside. Players diving on it. Comes back Ruffians' way. Ruffians to Stribel. Referee has spotted too many knock-ons. Going to go to the first one against the Royal Ramblers. Going to be a scrum here for Red River.
Yeah, for someone who admires the contact, there was 2 double jackals there from both teams. First of all, it was Winkles who stuck the tackle. There was a clear release and he got on the ball. And then as he went down, he got turned over again. So nice bit of skill sets from the jackalers there. Probably not so much from the support players, not to win the ball, but you can see it's two tired teams now. Probably a few knock-ons starting to come into the game, but that's not going to worry the Ruffians whatsoever. They've got a commanding lead and they're just going to see it out. It'd be interesting if they go for territory or they give themselves a strike play, or maybe you can imagine just Schlack just dropping it off to Headloft to go on a strong run.
All the way for the Ruffians. Not done yet. Little spill forward. He's got it now. It's in the St. Louis Royal Ramblers' hands. We're at 15 seconds to go. This may be the last gasp of the game here. Referee has the ultimate time. Didn't see much injury time in this, so we'll see what they decide to do. Get the ball up there into the hands of Ty Buck. Ty Buck takes that one in. Ball out a little wider there. Gets knocked forward there by one of the Royal Ramblers players. The referee says it's gone back. We'll allow them to keep playing, and here come the Royal Ramblers. Just bouncing all over the ground at the moment here. See if somebody can straighten this up. Looking to do so. The Royal Ramblers now a little structure. Ball coming off McAllister. Wide pass. Got a runner there, but slips in a touch. Referee looks at it. And a referee whistles us to the end of this one. The Red River Ruffians, 52-7 winners over the St. Louis Royal Ramblers. They will take on the winner of Detroit Tradesmen and the Colorado Springs Grizzlies tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time, possibly 10:30. I think 11 a.m. Central Time, pardon me. So we will bring that action to the Midwest Rugby Union. Next Level Rugby bringing you all this weekend. We will step aside. Next game up is the Grand Rapids Growlers versus the St. Louis Sabres.